Hi everybody, this is our last new material for the year. We're going to talk a little bit about the line of best fit, or trend line, or in stats it's actually called the LSRL, the least squares regression line, but it's really just the line of best fit. That line's always going to go through your X bar, Y bar, so your average of your first list and your average of your second list, it's always going to go through that point. But we're not gonna graph any, we're just gonna basically talk about how to find a line of best fit. And so the equation looks like this. There's a little Y hat, which just means predicted, so that's the predicted, and then it's A plus BX, which is, I know, different than what you learned in algebra, where it was MX plus B. It's a little weird in stats, and this is where your calculator is gonna do it. The A is the Y-intercept, and the B is gonna be the slope. In this case, there's nothing wrong with writing it like this as well, bx plus a, that's fine as well, if you like that better. But the a on your calculator is going to be your y-intercept, and the b is going to be the slope. And there's going to be two different ways to get your line of best fit. One is by formula, and so to get the slope b, you take your correlation, which you'd get from your calculator, times the standard deviation for the Y set, which is the second list, and the standard deviation of the X set divided by that. Those are all given to you, so it's just really plugging into a formula. And then to find the intercept, A, you take the average of the Y's, which is given to you, minus B, so you have to find this one first. That has to be found before you do it, and then times the X bar. So that's the formula method, and then there's also the calculator method, and in the homework you're going to do one of each, and I'm going to do that in just a minute. But it's under stat calc where you found your R, but it's going to show up as A and B in there. Stat calc number 8. Stat calc number 2 gets you the Y bar, X bar, SX, and SY, but you don't need to worry about that because I'll be giving you those as you go through. So I want to just show you, I think you have this in your packet, but this sheet where it just talks about two different ways to get the line of best fit, and that's what your homework's going to be like. You have one problem like this and one problem like the second one. So let's say I've got these two lists of data and I've already put them into my calculator under list 1 and list 2. There they are. And so if I want to find the line of best fit, I just have to go to stat calc number 8. And then I would say list 1 comma list 2, so that's where I have them. And then I get this window where we've been using the R already, and now we're going to use the A and B. We're not going to use the R squared. We won't get to that part this year, but the A and B we would use. So the intercept is 14,285, and the slope is negative 959. So all I need to do is plug those two numbers into that equation. So my first question is, what's the line of best fit? It would be Y hat equals A, ends up, because this is negative, minus BX. And then I like to put what the letters stand for. This is the age of a car and the cost of the car. I don't know why I wrote R equals over here, but R is already given as negative 0.97. Predict what a new car would cost. Well, then I'm just going to take 0 and I'm going to plug it into my number there, put in 0, and then my new car should cost the intercept, basically, as I'm thinking through. Predict what a car that was 9 years old would cost. I'm just going to plug in 9 for X. So this line of best fit is a predictor line. So I plug in 9 and I put that in my calculator, and the car would be worth $5,654. If I was going to interpret the slope, here's the slope. Basically, because it's negative, it's telling me that the car's going down $959 per year. That's what that's meaning, if I was going to interpret the slope. But on the calculator, it's really simple. It's a pain. You have to put the lists in, but then remember, it's just stat calc number 8, and then I'd say list 1, list 2, and it gives me A and B. And I just plug it in. If they're going to make you use the formula, you're not going to get two lists of numbers. Instead, you're going to get the stats. You're going to have to kind of read through if it's in paragraph form. I think on your homework, though, no, in your homework, I just give them to you in a list, which is kind of nice. The first set of data in this problem would be my X data. So it says the mean for SAT score. So this would be my X bar, okay, with a standard deviation of 123. That's my standard deviation X, SX. Then my second set of data would be my Y bar for my mean, and my SY. And then they also have to give me the correlation R. So I have all 5 stats, because if I'm going to use these formulas, I need R, SY, SX, Y bar, and X bar. So that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to find B, the slope. The formula is to take R times SY over SX. Interesting. Okay, so that's my B, slope. And then my formula for A is to take Y bar, the second set of data, Y bar, minus the slope that I just got times X bar. And that gives me -1. So this is B, this is A, and then I just write that into my formula, Y equals A plus BX. And that's my new predictor line. And then I can predict by plugging things in to get an answer. The formula is more of a pain, but it's not hard if I give you all 5 things. So for this last assignment we have, this one, we're going to be using our calculator where we'll put this into list 1 and list 2, and then you'll answer the questions from there. You can certainly use this as a guide as you're going through the homework. And then on the back side, I give you a bunch of stuff here. Here's R, this would be X bar, this is Y bar, SX, and SY. And then from there, you just would have to use the formulas. So give it a try. Answer key, as always, is on my webpage.